This is the Twitter files. Matt Taibbi, one of the greatest journalists of our time, just dropped this on Twitter. I think it's like 44 tweets, and it just says one thread, the Twitter files. And this is like such a sign of an incredible writer, though. Like most journalists are like, I can't just put it on Twitter. How will it look? This guy broke it down into tweets that are better journalism than most people at New York Times, whatever. Like, while those guys are looking at Twitter like, oh, that's not real writing. It's only one sentence and it's insulting and fighting. His righteousness is so high, Taibbi, that even on Twitter, as a Twitter article, it's coming out better than most real mainstream journalism. But anyway, this is the Twitter files, and it's basically him exposing how Twitter, let me put the thing on it. How Twitter was hiding, covering up the Hunter Biden story. That's actually an old one. This is the new one. Elon Hunter and Taibbi the Habibi. This is very much a Taibbi the Habibi, because what he has done here is powerful journalism, some of the best work in the game. Let's read some of it. Thread, the Twitter files. Dude, what you're about to read is the first installment in a series based upon thousands of internal documents obtained by sources at Twitter. 3. The Twitter files tell an incredible story from inside one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms. It is a Frankenstein tale of a human-built mechanism grown out of control of its designer. Twitter in its inception was a brilliant tool for enabling instant mass communication, making a true real-time global conversation possible for the first time. In an early conception, Twitter more than lived up to its mission statement, giving people the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. As time progressed, however, the company was slowly forced to add those barriers. Some of the first tools for controlling speech were designed to combat the likes of spam and financial fraudsters. And we just talked about some financial fraudsters today. You gotta watch that. Fair enough. Slowly, over time, Twitter staff and executives began to find more and more uses for these tools. Outsiders began petitioning the company to manipulate speech, as well as first a little, then more often, then constant. By 2020, this is incredible journalism. Like, the references are here, the dates are here. This guy's incredible. By 2020, the requests from connected actors to delete tweets were routine. One executive would write to another, more to review from the Biden team. The reply would come back, handled. He did some handled joke. More to review from Biden team. Oh, these were dick pics, I think. I think some of these were dick pics, but then some of them were maybe some Ukrainian corruption issues. I'm just saying, he worked at a Ukrainian energy company. I don't think he was qualified to work there. I think he worked there because his dad was vice president. And there's some interesting back and forth going on. So some of it was dick pics, and you want to censor the dick pics, censor it. I forgive you. If you censor the dick pics. I forgive you for that. But to censor if there's some kind of corruption going on, something, whatever, and to not show that story because the election is in 8 days, this is unacceptable. It's immoral. It's wrong, and it needs to be stopped right immediately. Number 9. Celebrities and unknowns alike could be removed or reviewed at the behest of the political party. I grabbed the first one under SI, defer to safety on the high-profile second one. Both parties had access to these tools. For instance, in 2020, requests from both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign were received and honored. However, the system wasn't balanced. It was based on context because Twitter was and is overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political orientation. And this is where the Democrats reveal themselves as a bunch of sinners. There were more channels, more ways to complain. Open to the left, well, Democrats, then the right. Whew. Okay, contributions by party of recipient, cycle. Whoa, dude. Republicans gave $451? Cheap, dude. Then they went to $14,000, then $11,000, compared to $909,000. Why are they allowed to donate this much money to Twitter? How is this acceptable? This is totally non-righteous. This is non-righteous, people. And the Republicans are so goddamn cheap. Can you guys, up your bribery here? I mean, they're still winning mostly, but this is pathetic, Republicans. Are they just so behind on tech? What's going on? I guess because people at Twitter just don't like them. So they're like, no, we're not interested. No, we don't want your money. We will be corrupted by the righteous one. We won't be corrupted by a Republican. No. Our corruption is left-wing corruption only. Goodbye. Thank you. 12. The resulting slant in content moderation decisions is visible in the documents we're about to read. However, it's also the assessment of multiple current and former high-level executives. Okay, there was one more throat clearing about the process, but screw it. Let's jump forward. 16. It's incredible journalism. The Twitter files, part 1. How and why Twitter blocked the Hunter Biden laptop story. Wow, that was all set up. So 16 in, we're at the main meat. We're in the first act, you could say. 17. October 14, 2020, the president published Biden's secret emails, an expose based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. This is a great article, and this is basically the article that was suppressed by all the news network, and it's unacceptable and it's immoral. And I can't believe how many regular people I know that are they're left-wing, but they're like, hey man, why do you got to bring that up? What are you doing? What are you working for Trump? Come on, man, stop it. Stop working for Trump. Stop it. Can just put the truth, man. You make him rotten. You are making his mind rotten because then he's gonna get spoiled, you idiots. 18. Twitter took extraordinary steps to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that it may be unsafe. Come on, man. Unsafe? Now it's more sexy, you idiots. They even blocked its transmission via direct message, a tool hitherto reserved for extreme cases. Example, child pornography. Wow. So they used to only have that on something that's righteous, like don't let someone do child pornography. And then they just said, no, Hunter Biden laptop story, just suppress it so that Trump doesn't win, basically. Because it was 8 days or 10 days before the election. And they thought that this would swing the election, I guess. White House spokeswoman Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of her account for tweeting about the story, prompting a furious letter from Trump campaign staffer Mike Hahn, who said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days. Well, let's read that letter. Kayleigh McEnany has been locked out of her account for simply talking about the New York Post story. All she did was cite the story and first-hand reporting that has been reported by other outlets and not disputed by the Biden campaign. I need an answer immediately on when and how she will be unlocked. Come on, man. I also don't appreciate how nobody on this team called me regarding the news that you'll be censoring news articles. Like I said, at least pretend to care for the next 20 days, would you idiot? Number 20. This led public policy executives Carolyn Strom to send out a polite WTF query, White House, because that's a what the fuck query. Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms/policy teams who had little less control over moderation and the safety trust team. Okay, hold on. I'm going to change the song. Strom's note returned the answer that the laptop story had been removed for violation of the company's hacked materials policy. Although several sources recalled hearing about a general warning from federal law enforcement that summer about possible foreign hacks, there's no evidence that I've seen of any government involvement in the laptop story. In fact, that might have been the problem. Yeah. Anyway, listen, I recommend checking it out. It's a great article, and it's in so many tweets. I mean, it's in tweets, but that's the thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about how, I mean, I guess the good news is that the Democrats didn't directly email them and say, hey, don't post a story. That's the good news. But then the bad news is that they just self-censored themselves, man. Come on, man. Why the self-censoring? That's the worst, man. And I know people who do this too. If you bring up this Hunter Biden shit, they're like, come on, man, leave him alone. He's a crackhead. And there's corruption. And there's hookers. It's good content, brother. And that's it. There's no way around this. It's good content. So I don't know how you can say, honestly, like, don't comment on it. But anyway, Christopher Edwards Bailey says, great show. Thanks, baby. I know, it's great. I live in Hong Kong. Bumped into them a few times. Very unassuming. Oh, sick, dude. How's it going? Dude, you're in Hong Kong, eh? Christopher, how's Hong Kong doing right now? Is it the hellscape that we all hear about? Obviously not. It never is, right? It's never that bad. Political donations to the congregation. Please ban my enemies. Calvin Pocorni, $4.99. Yes, I will ban them. Who is your enemy? I will ban them right now. I will ban them. I will ban. Who is your fool? I will ban them immediately. Oh, wait a minute. You're catching me being corrupt. Wow, I got corrupted so easily. You know what? That's very good. We just role played it. That's basically what happened at Twitter. They're getting millions from Democrats. No money. It's hard to imagine that the Republicans are that cheap. They're on top of their shit. They have way more money than Democrats. Are you kidding me? They probably have the same amount of money. And the moral of the story is, you are loved because you are loved. Such is the nature of loving kindness. Okay? So now that I've done my karmas, make sure you do your karmas. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and sign up for meditation. Ascension is upon us, foolish. Sign up for meditation immediately. Ha! Am I still here?